Hello, everybody. I hope you all are having a good day so far. I wanted to, today for these notes, instead of you guys watching a video on YouTube, because that was the number one thing that you guys asked me not to do, was to show you guys videos on YouTube, and most of your suggestions were for me to teach the stuff instead. So I'll probably do a little bit of both, but for this lesson, I'm just going to be the one that's teaching it. We're going to go over solving systems through the method of elimination today. Now, before we do that, I first want to review substitution with you guys, just to make sure we fully have that. So I'm going to do a couple problems, and then I'll have you guys pause the video and do a problem or two, and then I'm going to show you guys about elimination, and I'll tell you guys the specific times of when you use elimination. Okay, so for starters, if we have a problem that's like this, y equals negative x plus 10, and then y equals 3. As we learned from before, we know that y equals 3, so I'm going to take this 3, I'm going to plug it into this y. So now it's going to say 3 equals negative x plus 10. So I'm going to subtract 10 on both sides, and I get negative 7 equals negative x. And remember, I don't want negative x, I want positive x. So I'm going to divide by a negative 1. And I get x equals positive 7. And I already know that y is 3, so my ordered pair will be 7, 3. Okay, you guys are going to try these next two. So you're going to pause the video after I write them, and you're going to try them out. So this one is going to be 7x minus 5y equals 3. And then you have x equals, that's sloppy. And then you have x equals 4. That's the first problem. And then the second problem will be y equals 16 plus 5x, and x equals negative 2. Okay, so go ahead and pause this video and do these two, and then come back and check your answers. Okay, so for this one, we know that x equals 4, so I'm going to plug it into this x. So we have 7 times 4 minus 5y equals 3. 7 times 4 is 28, minus 5y equals 3. So I'm going to subtract 28 on both sides. So I get negative 5y equals negative 25. I divide by negative 5, and I get y equals positive 5. So my ordered pair will be 4, 5. Okay, on number 2, I have y equals 16 plus 5 times negative 2, which is y equals 16, and then that will be minus 10. And 16 minus 10 is 6, so your ordered pair is going to be negative 2, 6. Okay, hope you guys did well on that. So now, for the next section right here, this is going to be solving systems through elimination. Okay, so solving systems through elimination. Now, elimination is when you have two equations and you're able to eliminate one of the variables, so you're able to solve for another variable easily. So let me show you what I mean by that. If you have a problem that looks something like, sorry, I'm trying to find a problem in the book right now that is a good example. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, something like this. You have negative 4x plus y equals 6, and then you have negative 5x minus y equals 21. Okay, so for this problem right here, what you do with these is you look to see if I were to add these two equations together, like I put them on top of each other and I literally add the x's, I literally add the x's and I add the y's, is there anything that I could eliminate? Now, if you look here, you have a negative y and you have a positive y. So when you add those together, those automatically cancel out and they completely eliminate. So negative 4x plus negative 5x is negative 9x. Positive y plus a negative y, again, that just cancels out, so it's plus 0 or just nothing. And then we have equals 6 plus 21 is going to be 27. And now I can solve for x. So I divide by -9 on both sides. So I get x equals -3. So I know that my equation is going to have my x variable of being -3. And now we're just going to take our x and we're going to plug it into either one of the equations. So I always just plug it into the first one just because it's easy. So if we have this equation, -4x plus y equals 6, and I'm going to plug this -3 into the x, it's now going to become -4 times -3 plus y equals 6. -4 times -3 is 12 plus y equals 6. Then I'm going to subtract 12 on both sides. So I get y equals -6. So my answer is going to be -3, -6. Okay? So again, elimination, you're trying to eliminate one of the two variables. Let's look at another one. Sorry, I'm still seeing if I could do another one. Okay, let me show you a different style of one. So you have a problem that looks something like this. 5x plus y equals 8. And then -x plus y equals -4. Now, if I look at these ones and I were to add both of these equations together, nothing would eliminate, right? If I added the x's together, I'd get 4x. If I added the y's together, I would get 2y. So nothing here is going to be eliminating. So what I need to do is I need to make one of the equations so that something does eliminate. Now, I notice that I have two positive y's right here. And in order for them to cancel out, one of them needs to be negative. So in order to make one of the y's negative, I'm going to multiply the entire equation by -1, and I'm going to distribute this. So -1 times 5x is -5x, -1 times y is -y, and -1 times 8 is going to be -8. You have to multiply that -1 by everything in the parentheses. And now you won't do anything with the second equation. You're going to leave the second equation out as it is. So that's going to be -x plus y equals -4. And now I'm going to go through and actually add them together like I did on the previous problem. Because as I can see, my -y and my positive y, those are just going to cancel out with each other. Okay, those are going to be 0. So -5x minus x is -6x. And then those cancel out, the y's cancel out, and then I have equals -8 minus 4 is going to be -12. So I'm going to divide by -6 on both sides. So we get x equals +2. So again, I know that my x is going to be +2. And let's look at, we can plug it into either equation. It does not matter. Again, I'm just going to do the first one for ease. So if we have 5x plus y equals 8, I'm going to take my -2 and I'm going to plug it into this x. So I'm going to have 5 times 2 plus y equals 8, which is 10 plus y equals 8. I subtract 10 on both sides and I get y is -2. So my point here is going to be 2 and -2. Okay, let's try another one. I'm going to have you guys do this right here. So you're going to pause the video and you are going to try it out yourself. Okay, so if you have, let's see here. If you have this. No, that's not one I like. Okay. Okay, x plus y equals 5. And then 5x plus 10y equals 35. Okay, you guys are going to try this one. So pause the video and try this one out and see if you can figure out what letter you want to eliminate. And you can eliminate the x or the y. It doesn't matter. Okay, so go ahead and pause this video. Okay, so when I look at this, every single time so far I've been eliminating the y. So this time I'm just going to show you by eliminating the x. No matter what, I will show you this problem both ways. So I'll show you eliminating the y and I'll show you it eliminating the x depending on which one you did. Okay, so for this first one right here, if I want to eliminate the x, if this is a positive x and that's a 5x, to get this x to be multiplied away, or to be added away, I have to multiply that whole entire thing by -5 because -5x and positive 5x will cancel out. So I'm going to distribute this -5 to everything here. So I have -5x minus 5y equals -25. And then I keep my other equation, 5x plus 10y equals 35. So my x's will cancel out. -5y plus 10y is just 5y. -25 plus 35 is 10. I divide by 5, so I get y equals 2. Now I'm going to plug it into whatever equation. So I have x plus y equals 5. I'm going to take my 2 and I'm going to plug it into there. So I have x plus 2 equals 5. I subtract 2 on both sides and I get x equals 3. So my ordered pair is going to be 3, 2. Now, if you did it by eliminating the x's, you can just fast forward this video to the next problem. If you did it by eliminating the y, I'm going to show you guys how to do that right here. So same thing on here. If I want to get rid of this, the y's right here, this is the second equation is a positive 10y. So in order to, the opposite of that is going to be -10. So I'm going to multiply this whole thing by -10, and I'm going to distribute it to everything. So -10 times x is -10x, -10 times y is -10y, and then equals -50. So then I get 5x plus 10y equals 35. Okay, my y's are going to cancel out, so I'm left with -5x equals -25. I divide by 5. Wait, that's not -15. I'm sorry, not -25. Whoopsies. -15. Oops. I divide by -5, and I get x equals +3. Okay, so I'm going to plug it back into the original equation. So the x plus y equals 5. So it's going to say 3 plus y equals 5, y equals 2. So no matter what, as you can see, we're going to get the same answer both here and here. It doesn't matter which one you eliminate. Okay, we're going to do one more. This one's going to be a little bit of a challenge, so just give it a shot, and then we'll go from there, okay? So let's try this one right here. If you have x plus 1/4 y equals 9, and then you have x plus y equals 21. Okay, so go ahead and pause this video, and then I'll show you both methods of eliminating the x or eliminating the y, but go ahead and pause it and you get to choose which one you want to eliminate. Okay, so if we look at this problem, just writing it again so that I can have it for when I show you guys both methods. All right, if I want to let's get rid of the x on this first one. So this, I have a positive x and a positive x. So in order, the opposite of positive 1x is -1x. So I'm going to distribute a -1 to everything. So I get -x minus 1/4 y equals -9. And then I have x plus y equals 21. Okay, now the x's are going to cancel out. I have -1/4 y plus 1y. Now if you made that 1y, that's really 4/4y minus 1/4y, right? Because this is out to find a common denominator. So that's going to be 3/4 y equals -9 plus 21 is going to be 12. Sorry, it kind of cut out weird. So now I'm going to solve for my y. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is 4/3. Okay, so you get y equals, if I cross cancel, this becomes a 4, this becomes a 1. So that's going to be 16. Okay, so y equals 16. Now for the sake of ease, I'm going to plug it into the second equation. So I have x plus y equals 21. So I'm going to put, it's going to be x plus 16 equals 21. So when I subtract 16 on both sides, I'm going to get x equals 5. So your answer would be 5/16. Now, if you did the other one, okay, again, this is a challenge one. You won't have a test like this one, just so you guys know, but just wanted to try to challenge you guys a little bit. I have, if I'm going to try to eliminate y, I have a positive 1/4 and I have a positive y. Now, in order for me to eliminate those y's, I need to think about what's the opposite of positive y, and that's going to be negative y. So if I have 1/4 y, in order to get that to be 1y, I would have to multiply by 4, because 1/4 times 4 would just be 1. But I don't want positive 1, I want negative 1. So I'm going to need to multiply by negative 4. So it's going to be negative 4x minus y equals negative 36. And then I have x plus y equals 21. So now when I add these together, I get negative 3x. The y's are going to cancel out, and I'm going to subtract these, so it's going to be negative 15. So I divide by negative 3 on both sides, and I get x is going to be positive 5. So now I'm going to plug it into the second equation. So x plus y equals 21. I'm going to take this 5 and I'm going to plug it into here. So I get 5 plus y equals 21, which means y is going to be 16. So no matter which way you do it, you should get 5/16 or 5,16. Now, if you didn't understand that one, don't worry so much about that. It's more focused on the other ones that you guys had. So what will happen now is you guys will go through and you guys will do the quiz on the edge elastic, or not the quiz, you guys will do the review on the edge elastic, and then make sure you check your answers with it, and I will post the quiz and make it available to you guys on Thursday. Okay? Hope you have a great day. Bye.